my whole heart. After Noah's original diagnosis, initially it was this moment of praying for a miracle because it was a massive tumor in the left side of his brain.
Every minute matters for the children at St. Jude. They need your help. For just $19 a month, you can become a St. Jude Partner in Hope and help save lives. Call, go online, or scan the QR code with your gift.
As a parent, you trying your best could be not enough. And seeing a 3-year-old going through what she's going through, it's tough.
I try not to think into the future, but then when your child loses their hair, no, it's hard. You just want to help your child.
Please don't wait. For just $19 a month, you can make a difference in the lives of these kids.
I thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. Everybody that gives to St. Jude, they have to keep doing what they're doing, because without them, these babies wouldn't make it.
Join with your credit or debit card for only $19 a month, and we'll send you this St. Jude t-shirt you can proudly wear to show your support.
It has been a very tough journey for such a small little girl if it wasn't for St. Jude. And the donations, I don't know where Macy would be.
And brave.
And courageous.
And courageous.
Yeah. Love you.
Love you.
Help St. Jude find more cures for more children. Please donate now.
NetCredit is here to say yes, even when other lenders won't. Apply online in minutes and get funds deposited the next business day or sooner. NetCredit. Credit to the people.
If you've been in an accident that wasn't your fault, well, your favorite attorney has a message for you. Collision, calamity, catastrophe? Are you innocent, faultless, above reproach? If you want money, you need an attorney. You need a bulldog. But finding one, it's laborious, it's strenuous, it's stupefying. That's why you gotta call the number on your screen now. They'll help you connect to a legal expert. You have questions, they have answers. They know the legalese, the lingo, the jargon, and the argot. They'll even tell you how much money your case could be worth. 300,000, 2 million, 86,491, all sorts of numbers. Slip and falls, work accidents, car, truck, bus, motorcycle, motorbike, e-bike, tandem bike. These bulldogs will make sure people pay. And if you don't get paid, the attorneys don't get paid, and I don't get paid. So I compel you, I implore you, I beseech you to pick up that phone and call now to see what your case could be worth.
800-515-5706.
Schedule is a gauntlet. You're gonna have to bring it in. August 1974, Augusta, Maine. 41-year-old Albert Paul is convinced that his only chance of escaping prison is getting sent to a mental hospital. So he commits the most insane crime that he can think of. He nails a bomb to his former prosecutor, Robert Martin. One of the light bulbs shatters, but the fluid fails to ignite.
It malfunctioned, then exploded as I intended for it to do.
Martin immediately calls police. When he faces the judge at trial, Paul asks to be sent to the mental hospital for an evaluation. But his plan goes up in smoke.
Your motion is denied. He didn't go far. He said he'd appoint a psychiatrist at the prison. Ain't going nowhere. It was a chance, you know. When you're desperate, you take a chance.
Paul gets an additional 20 years tacked onto his life sentence.
We're going to the right.
He spends the next 5 years wreaking havoc. In 1975, he attempts to escape by digging a tunnel.
All right.
In 1979, he torches another inmate's cell.
All right.
Finally, Maine State Prison administrators decide they've had enough.
prison got tired of me escaping, and they got so fed up with me that they arranged to have me sent to the federal prison system in 1979.
At Lewisburg Federal Prison in Pennsylvania, security is tighter than ever. But all Paul sees is opportunity.
I think he had exhausted all of his escape attempts at the main state prison, but all of a sudden he's got this new prison. You know, maybe I can find a way out of here. He's always looking, he's always kind of surveying.
He gets a job as a clerk. It's the perfect way to observe the comings and goings in his new surroundings.
I was the only clerk in this department. Big building. My job entailed delivering papers and pick up papers, and they gave me a lot of movement.
Really, some people asked about the level of that situation is developing. We are expecting more from the authorities about this attack that has killed 15 people so far in the town of Lemberg, in the Fars province, to the south of the country. But we have also a wave of attack that took place just less than an hour ago, about 40 minutes ago. Here in Tehran, we heard at least 7 loud explosions in West.
Brings an end to the 12-day war. In January 2026, growing unrest inside Iran leads to anti-government protests. These are framed by some as coordinated by external forces, and by others as spontaneous uprisings in response to poor economic conditions. Seeing a possible opportunity for regime change, Trump encourages Iranians who oppose the government to continue their uprising.
To all Iranian patriots, keep protesting, take over your institutions if possible, help is on its way.
But that help never arrives. Instead, the US begin moving military assets throughout the region. Israel, though not at the table, is also talking to the United States.
The narrative that is pushed by the Israelis that depicted Iran as so weak that just a small push would cause the government there to either collapse and implode or lead to their capitulation. They're already so weak. Look at all of the protests inside the country. They're about to fall. Why don't you just do a little bit and then you can take credit for the entire collapse of this regime? But it was a complete miscalculation.
For weeks, the US and Iran seem to be edging close to a deal in Geneva. Oman's Minister of Foreign Affairs and Chief Mediator, Bedr al-Busaidi, is optimistic a deal is within reach. But on February 28, 2026, on the eve of the agreement being signed, Israel and the United States launch a full-scale attack on Iran. Diplomacy is over, and Washington has a stark warning for Tehran.
Lay down your arms. You will be treated fairly with total immunity, or you will face certain death. I think President Trump made a good effort to try to start a new set of negotiations and didn't work. So I think he took the negotiations to the next level or to a different dimension and used military force as a matter of trying to compel the Iranians to a better solution.
But for many in Iran, they believe Israel finally convinces Washington to do what it couldn't do alone.
So it is now apparent that the United States had intentions or was persuaded by the Israelis to go into policies that from any analytical perspective does not even serve the interests of the United States. At the end of the day, the current war serves only the interests of Netanyahu, not the American people, not the United States government, and certainly not the people of our region.
For over 40 years, learners have depended on 5-Star, the only school supplies back with a guarantee to last all year. We make it trustworthy. You make it noteworthy. 5-star. Built strong to last long. Lasts all year. Guaranteed.
Here you go, miss. Now what?
Have you heard of carparts.com? Check this out.
They have over 1 million quality parts
Got a guaranteed fit
at incredible prices.
and hassle-free returns.
I guess you didn't need my help after all.
No, I just use carparts.com.
Available at your fingertips 24/7.
Now that's my speed. On the first day of the war, Israel bombs the compound of Ali Khamenei, killing Iran's supreme leader, along with several members of his family. But his assassination, along with those of other leading figures, fails to bring the collapse of the Islamic Republic.
Iran is an authoritarian regime, but it's not that kind of a dictatorship. The Islamic Republic was not built to be one-man rule. It does have a supreme leader that is constitutionally and religiously the top of the system. But the Islamic Republic was built for resilience and survival exactly because it has been isolated and at war with the world's premier superpower for 4 decades. It has been built in a way that it can survive the killing of a leader or the decapitation of a leader.
Khamenei's son, Mujtaba, is appointed as his successor. Under his new leadership, Iran's response is swift and, to many, surprising. Israel's own vulnerabilities are exposed as some Iranian drones and missiles break through its much-vaunted Iron Dome. And across the Gulf, long-standing assumptions about U.S. protection are being questioned as Iran repeatedly attacks America's regional allies.
The idea that the United States can and will protect the Arab countries of the Persian Gulf is gone. They could be furious with Iran and very justifiably so for attacking them. But the fact remains that the GCC as an idea and the American bases and the close security partnership with the United States was built to protect the Persian Gulf Emirates against an aggressive Iran. And in that, the United States has failed.
Though militarily outmatched by the United States and Israel, both seem unprepared by the ferocity of Iran's response. Iran also holds a powerful bargaining chip, one of the world's most important waterways through which millions of barrels of oil and liquefied gas are transported, the Strait of Hormuz. They control it, close it, and prevent any ship from passing through.
From now on, all navigating through the Strait of Hormuz is forbidden.
They were in a much better position. The Iranians were much stronger than the image that had been cultivated about them.
The war rages on for over 3 months. As peace negotiations repeatedly fail, Donald Trump insists a deal is imminent, multiple times.
We've had very big discussions with Iran. They want to make a deal. We thought pretty much getting close to making a deal. They want to make a deal. They want to negotiate.
Tehran and Washington sent top representatives to Pakistan to come up with a roadmap for peace. While there are still no Israelis officially present at the talks, one key point for Iran was Israel's complete withdrawal from Lebanon. But once again, on the eve of a deal being signed, in April 2026, Israel attacks Beirut, carrying out 100 strikes in 10 minutes, causing devastating damage. Yet despite these attacks, on the 17th of June 2026, the Islamabad Memorandum of Understanding is signed by Iran and the US. For a brief moment, diplomacy appears to prevail as an uneasy ceasefire is reached. For Israel, the possible implications of this peace are deeply concerning.
Now Israel has to probably contemplate that it has to live in the Middle East, in which Iran will be likely a larger force than it was on February of 2026. It is a failure. And then they have to calibrate how they coexist with it. I don't think they will desist from trying to take Iran down. But the fact of it is that this particular chapter, they have come short.
As the Memorandum of Understanding comes into effect, the Strait of Hormuz, now a focal point of this war, reopens briefly, But it's a brittle peace, collapsing after just 19 days. Ever-escalating disputes over the waterway, along with Israel's continued attacks across the region, threw the two sides further apart. And in July 2026, in response to Iranian attacks on tankers, the US once again bombed Iran. Iran immediately closes the strait again. The memorandum of understanding collapses. As the ceasefire shatters, Donald Trump makes his feelings clear.
To me, I think it's over. I don't want to deal with them anymore. They're scum. You know what scum is? They're scum. They're sick people. They're led by sick people. And they're vicious, violent people.
Tehran delivers its own warning. Any attempt to capture Iranian territory will force a change in their strategy.
من اعلام میکنم تمام شد. مذاکره جنگ تمام شد. زمانی که بخوان نقطه‌ای از سرزمین ما رو هم بگیرن، ما ممکنه وارد همون مرحله تهاجمی بشیم، از حالت تدافعی خارج بشیم، از حالت بازدارندگی و مقابله با خارج بشیم.
As violence reignites across the Middle East, all sides launch missiles and drones. Air defense systems fire back as explosions ripple across the region. Meanwhile, Israel's military remains active on three fronts: the occupied West Bank, Gaza, and Lebanon. Confrontations, decades in the making. A country reshaped by a coup that overthrew a leader. A revolution that transformed a region. Now, a cycle of strikes, retaliation, and escalation. And the Middle East, once again, in the grips of conflict and deadly violence.
I don't care about the homeless prison body, the Hygiene Assistance Unit. I don't care about the convicted felon that hides in the Assistance Unit.
Mohammed Val is in Tehran for us. Mohammed, I mentioned a couple of minutes ago that there has been an attack on a sports hall in southern Iran that's killed at least 15 people. Do you have any more details at this point? We don't have details in terms of any new death toll, for instance. We still hear only about 15 people, but we understand this may develop into more casualties, as we have seen with the strike earlier today on a school in another area of Iran. The toll began with about 20 people, and then it maybe some people are still under the rubble, and that situation is developing.
Prison intelligence agency Mossad assassinated Iranian nuclear scientists, the most prominent, Mohsen Fakhrizadeh. Still undeterred, Iran keeps developing its nuclear objectives, and Israel continues to sound the alarm. No one more aggressively than Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu.
Where should a red line be drawn? A red line should be drawn right here. Before Iran completes the second stage of nuclear enrichment, necessary to make a bomb. Netanyahu has been pursuing the same policy for the past 30-40 years. The first time that Netanyahu said Iran was months or a couple of years away from a nuclear weapon was in 1992 when he was only a member of Knesset. And he's been repeating that ever since.
Have some college credit, but no bachelor's degree? Finish strong with UW Online Collaboratives. The Bachelor of Science in Applied Computing prepares you for a career in tech and helps you gain real-world skills to excel in IT. Complete your online and turn almost into death. Your future starts now, and it's a single click away. Did I remember to close the garage door? I think I did.
I should not have had that fifth slice of pizza.
How do I throw away a trash can? Do I just stick it inside another trash can?
There's no way that's gonna work.